So I've been learning to code the past couple months, and I was using FreeCodeCamp, which is a popular free platform to learn different coding languages. But after a while of doing it though, I just kind of fell off. Not because I dislike coding or because I thought it was too hard, but for other reasons that I'm going to talk about in this video. And more recently, I purchased a JavaScript course through Udemy, and I can already tell I like it a lot better than FreeCodeCamp. So in this video, I'll chat about why I wasn't really feeling the FreeCodeCamp platform and why Udemy is the better choice, at least for me. Okay, let's talk about FreeCodeCamp. So if you don't know, it's a free online curriculum where you can learn front-end development entirely for free through guided lessons. And so each learning path has multiple project-oriented modules where you learn coding in the context of building projects. And so as you go through each lesson, there's guided prompts on the upper left side of the page and a place to input your code on the lower left side. And so as you write code, there's like an output window on the right side of the screen to show what your code is doing. So during each coding step, FreeCodeCamp will check your code for errors, and if it finds any, it'll give you hints on what you need to change. Now overall, FreeCodeCamp is an incredibly well done platform, and tons of people have learned development by going through it. For me, I got through a little more than halfway through the HTML and CSS path, and then I just kind of fell off. And I think there's kind of three reasons for that. The first is hard to put in the words, but basically it felt like I was doing nothing more than just typing what I see in the prompt. Like the prompt would say, type out the following code into the coding window. And then I would do that, move on to the next step, write out some more explicit code that the prompt told me to write. And it just kind of felt mundane. And I get the purpose of it. They have to show you the syntax of the coding languages initially. So that's going to be a lot of just writing code that they explicitly tell you to write so that I get an understanding on how the code is written. I think the thing that was missing for me, and let's call this the second reason, was that it lacked a sense of humanness. So I've taken courses where I basically mimic what the teacher does on screen. I took a Webflow course, which was a prime example of that. All I did was blindly follow along with what the instructor did on screen. For some reason though, I had no problem sticking with that course. And I think, this is just me, but I think it's because there's a person on screen actually teaching the material. And that may sound so trivial, but when I go through FreeCodeCamp, it just feels lifeless, for lack of a better word. And so it was really hard for me to stay focused. However, one thing that did help me to focus was Magic Mind, which is a mental performance shot designed to boost energy, focus, and productivity. So Magic Mind sent me a 15-day supply to try, and I just finished the last day of it. And I gotta say, it definitely helped with staying focused on my work. I used to drink energy drinks in the afternoon, but I would inevitably crash a few hours later. But with Magic Mind, the energy is there, but the crash doesn't happen, which is wonderful. So I highly recommend it. And if you go to the link in the description below, you can use the code JANSLEY20, where you can save up to 48% off your first subscription for the next 10 days. So thank you, Magic Mind, for sponsoring this video. Okay, the last reason that I feel like I didn't stick with FreeCodeCamp was that it was free. And I know for a lot of people that's a huge incentive because some people just can't afford paid courses. However, this is just me though. I have found historically that I don't take free offerings like courses as seriously as ones that I pay for. And that's just because of the element of risk. With FreeCodeCamp, there's no risk if I quit. I didn't pay for anything. However, with a course that I pay for, if I don't go through it, well shit, now I just wasted my money. And so I know this sounds kind of weird, but there just wasn't enough risk, I guess, with FreeCodeCamp, so I didn't stick with it. So now let's talk about what I'm doing now, which is a course from Udemy, an online platform where you can take courses on pretty much anything you want. I'm taking a course now called the Complete JavaScript Course 2024, From Zero to Expert by Jonas Schmetman. And I can already tell, I like this approach way better, mainly because it solves each of the three reasons why I fell off from FreeCodeCamp. While yes, I'm doing a lot of the same just typing what my instructor types, it feels more engaging to me simply because there is a person present teaching the material. And because of this, he also goes into more discussion on why the code works, which is something I feel like FreeCodeCamp didn't do as well. The Udemy course is masterfully well organized. It has video lectures that you follow, and you code alongside Jonas, the instructor. There's also lecture slides you can download which help cover the theory aspect of JavaScript. The course has a GitHub repository that has both the starting files for each section and solution files, so that if I'm stuck and can't get my code working for whatever reason, I can just compare my code to the solution code. One other neat thing that I didn't even think Udemy even had was in-browser coding challenges. So in the course, there's coding challenges where I have to code the solutions into an in-browser coding environment, just like FreeCodeCamp. And similarly to FreeCodeCamp, there's hints with each challenge if I get stuck, as well as a video explanation following each challenge. So overall, I'm really digging the Udemy course. I'm not super far into it at this point, but I have a feeling I'm just gonna stick with it much better than FreeCodeCamp. The course itself is $199 US, I think, but Udemy often runs huge sales, like once a month. So just wait for one of those and you can pick it up for $25, which is what I did. And I think that is an incredible value. Now, of course, everyone is different and has different learning styles. So some of you might prefer this Udemy course like I do, but some of you may prefer a platform like FreeCodeCamp or the Odin project. The main thing is to just find out what type of learning environment you thrive in the most, and then just capitalize on that. If you decide you don't like a certain platform for learning how to code, don't quit it altogether if it's something you really want to learn. Just try another type of learning platform. That could be a self-taught platform like FreeCodeCamp, or an instructor-led course like through Udemy, like I'm doing, or it could even be like a cohort-based learning experience where you learn alongside other students. There's a ton of options, so there's bound to be something that fits your learning style and ultimately keeps you engaged with learning coding. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe, and as always, I'll keep you updated on my journey, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.